is over, they ought to see what's going on right here, because it doesn't look over to me.
The original Stanley Cup cost $48.67 in 1892. They spent millions of dollars now trying to get their names inscribed on it. Turn it up, listen, and look at the sound.
It's 47 all. I'd like to bring on the first of our fabulous guests tonight.
This is one of my birthday presents. I get to open for the Rolling Stones.
So here's the second command of God, and it comes from the book of Exodus chapter 20, starting in verse 4. And this is how it reads. It says, "You must not make for yourself an idol of any kind or of any image of anything in heaven or on earth or in the sea. You must not bow down to them or worship them. For I am the Lord your God, am a jealous God who will not tolerate your affections for any other God." Last week we started this series called The Big Ten, and it's a study of the Ten Commandments. And this second commandment is sort of easy for us to understand. As Americans, we get this. We don't really have a problem with this. This second commandment says, don't set up any graven images, any idols, and don't bow down to those things. And so immediately we begin to think of this idea of little statues or little crucifixes that people kind of bow down to and sort of worship as God, or at least as a way to worship God. And so we kind of understand that, and here we don't really wrestle with that too much, but I think this commandment carries a little bit more weight than just that. That's the obvious part, but it's bigger than that, because I think this commandment also says that we can run after things and pursue things in our life and literally set them up as objects of our affection, that they vie for our attention, similar to like we talked about last week, but in a different way, that literally we love these things in our life. And you know, we love the plasma TVs, we love the bigger, better cars, we love the bigger, better houses, we actually love the way that we look, or you know, we go to stores and we shop all the time to make us, you know, feel good about ourselves and to feel good about life, and we use these things as objects of our worship, right? You think about the Hollywood types out there and all the entertainment like we saw in those videos. People literally worship some people. They literally follow after some people. Think about when a movie star says vote for this person, people vote for that person. When they say we should buy this product, we buy that product. We should look like them and we should think like them. And this commandment seems to carry the idea that says, don't do that. Don't love anybody so much that they influence the way that you think. And we can do this with religious leaders as well. And maybe, you know, your church or your pastor here, you know, we can set up these people as mini gods, and God says, don't do that. I read a story recently about a guy down in Florida. His name is Jose Luis de Jesus, and this guy is a nutcase, but literally he has thousands and thousands of followers in his church, and he literally says that he is the second Christ, that he is God incarnate now for the second time, and he says that we should not worship Jesus, but we should worship him. And so it's incredible that he has all these followers literally saying he's God. They're loving him like he's God. And this commandment says, don't do that. Don't play that game. Don't have your affections run anywhere else short of God himself. But this commandment carries more than just the idea of don't bow down to man-made things. It carries the significance that says we got to make sure it's God we're actually worshiping, and the right God. You see, last week the first commandment was have no other gods before me. It had this idea that says put me first. Well, this commandment seems to say to me, make sure it's me. Make sure it's actually me that you're worshiping. Get it right. Don't run after false things, and don't worship and don't love things that are false images, false gods, false leaders. And that's what we're going to talk about this morning.